Welcome back to Colorado and Company. You know, the mission of Boulder Food Rescue is simple. Stop wasting food and start feeding more people. Now, the way they actually fulfill this mission is truly inspiring, and it all started with one very visionary person. Help me welcome Hayden Dansky to the show, founder of Boulder Food Rescue. And I really want to say thank you so much for coming on the show and doing what you're doing. I think it's so cool. So talk about how Boulder Food Rescue actually works.
So Boulder Food Rescue is a nonprofit. Our goal is to create a more just and less wasteful food system. So we work with grocery stores, farmers markets, gardens, anybody who has excess food, and have them donate that food, and then we take it directly to low-income communities all around Boulder in a very quick, just-in-time model. So things that we can focus on are healthier foods that are soon to expire, and we can get them to people right away.
That's so wonderful. You've helped so many people last year. How many volunteers do you need?
So we have about 150 active volunteers at any given time, and we're always looking for more volunteers. So depending on how people want to get involved, we are usually open to all sorts of different ways for people to help out.
Should they just call to get involved? Is that the easiest way?
People can call us or go to our website, boulderfoodrescue.org, and there's so much information about how to get involved.
Okay, and let me give the number too. It's 720-4455-BFR. Okay, you got that? 720-4455-BFR is the phone number that you can call. How much food do you actually distribute?
So we're picking up about 1,600 pounds of food every day.
Wow.
And so far we've distributed about 2.5 million pounds of food. We do as much as possible by bicycle, and so somewhere around 85% of everything we've done has been by bike.
Wow, that is just amazing and fantastic. Tell me how much food goes to waste. If you're giving that much food and giving it to people and saving that much food, I would imagine there's a lot of food that does go to waste, unfortunately.
It's pretty absurd. About 40% of everything we produce in this country goes to waste somewhere along from its production to its distribution. And it's food that's like still, when we talk about food waste, that might be a little misleading. It's food that's still perfectly good food. There's a number of reasons why things might be going to waste, from just overproduction to grocery stores needing to restock foods to things being slightly off or slightly blemished. Consumers aren't going to buy something that has, a slight imperfection or looks kind of weird. And so all that food actually ends up going out, even though it's still perfectly good. And so that's the type of food that we're collecting.
Tell me more about what type of food that you actually take. Is it bread? Is it canned goods?
So our goal is to redistribute healthy food, because that is the food that is most desired by low-income communities, because it's harder to get, given that it's more expensive to buy. And so people want fruits and vegetables. And so we're really focused on produce, just uncut produce. So it might be a banana with a couple brown spots, or a pepper. Honestly, some of the food that we pick up, I'm like, I would buy this. I don't know why it's going to waste. It looks so perfectly good.
Hayden, you have the biggest heart in the whole wide world. You started this.
Myself, along with 4 other people, started.
What made you take time, because a lot of people are just consumed with their own busy day, what made you take time out of your life to say, hey, I want to help all these people, and this is a great way to do it?
I guess it's a desperate love for humanity in some way.
Aww,
but
that's so sweet.
I think that for me, it was a group of people. It was there were 5 of us that started it. We were learning about food waste and why foods go to waste, and feeling really upset about, like how much energy gets put into producing food and how much goes to waste. And also just like knowing that so many people don't have access to that food, we were really just inspired to do something. We didn't know it was going to turn into the nonprofit that it is today. We didn't know we would grow so much and that there would be so much need. We just wanted to start small and do anything that we could. And people kept telling us and giving us feedback that, the food that we were giving them was the healthiest food that they got, and that it was different than every other food service, because we sat down and ate with them, and we were building connections, and we were building relationships. And so it's really about using food as a tool to build relationships and connect and kind of get at the underlying things that are going on.
There's more than so many people out there, older people that don't have anyone to communicate, kids, when it's summertime, they don't have a hot meal or any kind of meal because they don't have lunch at school. Last question, why do you do the bikes? Why not a car?
So because our model is decentralized, we go straight from a grocery store to a recipient agency or to a low-income housing site, and we work with people there to redistribute it. Food gets thrown away blocks away from where people need it. So our kind of thought behind that was instead of you know, taking all this food out of the waste stream and using gas to move it, we thought, well, let's try to do it as environmentally friendly as possible. And the unintended benefit is that, you know, a lot of people love the bike part of it, and we've been able to build like a really huge community around that. Where
get some good exercise. That's wonderful. Thank you, Hayden, for coming on the show and doing what you're doing. You can be a rescuer of food and help be a solution to food waste. Contact Boulder Food Rescue and be a part of the movement in your community. And put it on your calendar, because the Food Rescue Feast is September 14th. For all of the details, to donate and to learn more, please go to this, or you can call 720-4455-BFR or go online to boulderfoodrescue.org. That's boulderfoodrescue.org.